This is Sarah Jackson. I'm at the Randolph shelter. This is the room I've been assigned, B5. As you see, my bed is made. I have plenty of covers. They were a gift from God. Staff gave me one top sheet, one fitted sheet, one pillowcase, and a thin blanket. On this wall, I placed the affirmations to help me to get through the harassment by the staff. All the negativity is the only thing offered here. As you look, my closet is in order. I have my political members up. I put butterflies on the wall. It also says you wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realize how seldom they do. Again, I'm in B bed. On the nightstand, I have made an altar. Since only person I have talked to in this facility is God, as I try to regain my voice back after having the virus and having my vocal cords injured by the tubes they use to keep me alive. A gun. This is a room with two. And this bed here has been used twice. When the second girl, a high-risk 21 to 25-year-old, exited the room a couple of days ago, leaving trash from eating in the room in the can, and never having cleaned the room or attempted to clean the room or make a bed for the 21 days she was here, bed A. Again, staff did not come up and clean. I had to disinfect and clean the room by myself. The windows I have open because of the virus and to reduce our risk, since the staff will not enforce the participants following CDC guidelines to reduce the spread. On my drawer chest, I have my books and plants, and I have 4 drawers. That's the top drawer, and the second drawer. Everything is orderly in this room, which doesn't stop them from coming in and putting it into disorder, as they did when they moved the high risk out of here, came in coughing, stayed here. Within 2 days, I approached the manager, and it took her 2 weeks before she met in the evening with the young lady, and it told her she had to keep the room clean because of the virus. The very next day, the girl decided that she's going to act like she did not understand what was meant by clean. And I explained it to her in the same voice I'm using now. And so, the yellow girl that I just filmed tonight, verbal assault, and the skinny girl with the short afro, who knows me from my anti-drug work, because either she was a dealer or an addict in recovery, because those were the only people that was in that campaign, has continued since day one with verbal assaults, and ended with the manager, after the two came up here to protect the dirty girl, telling her she did not have to clean anything, and if she didn't like what I said, she should run downstairs and get them. That's my third drawer, my shirts. And finally, my arts and crafts drawer, so that I have something to do when I find myself trapped in this room. But getting back to the story, the two of them, about a week ago, came up and told the girl she didn't have to clean anything. She's coughing. It's been 2 weeks. I now have what symptomatic resembles a cold. And I'm blowing my nose constantly all day and night. And now I've developed a cough over the last 2 or 3 days, which I informed the manager about last night. But she looked at me and asked to say, what the fuck? Diabetes. But I've taken the responsibility to mop the floors every night, clean in the door handles on both sides, clean in the light switch, and empty trash, just so that I could feel that I am somewhat safe in this room with the door closed. The fact that I am 67, a vet, have overcome PTSD, had a service dog for 12 years before I became homeless after contracting the virus. And having Mr. Sykes from the Office of Homeless Services sent me here to tell me that this would be the fastest way to get help in finding housing. And they've done nothing at all. I met the case manager 5 times, 6 times, and first 5 times she simply canceled the appointment when I showed up for the appointment, stating that she had to finish her online classes. The last meeting, which she did not reschedule, and I reported that to the manager, she came in the meeting with attitude. I had decided that I do not wish to see the devil in front of me, so I focused on the wall behind her. When 25 minutes into the meeting, she wants to know why. Once I answer her questions correctly, she goes straight to harassment and goes and says, well, your appointment is at 9:30. Now, we've been in the meeting for 30 minutes. Your appointment is 9:30. Yada, yada, yada. I get up and walk away in the meeting because I know she is going to start verbally harassing me. And that her manager, who I have complained about her with on the 5 previous short cancellation, is not going to do anything. She's totally incapable of managing this facility. As far as she's concerned, everyone here who I've talked to, maybe 5, are chronically homeless. And they go from one shelter to another shelter to another shelter. And the staff here will only treat the ones they like with any type of decency, because they need them to sit in their offices during their shifts, and so that they don't have any work to do. This place is funded by the state of Pennsylvania, the city of Philadelphia. I'm sure they get private funding, maybe United Way. And I'm sure that most of the people in here receive food stamps, but they're not allowed to store food unless staff handles it. And they are told when they can eat their food. Now, because of me recovering from the virus, and because I've had 10 doctor's appointments after getting a fungus infection in my mouth, coming off of life support that assisted my breathing, I've seen 10 doctors. Not one of them can diagnose me. Although it's very obvious that this is a fungal infection. It was noted in my medical records from the hospitalization. Yet 10 doctors, University of Penn, Temple, Oak Street Health, all of these doctors have decided that their job is to collect claims from Medicare. But they don't have to do anything, because they said the state law in Pennsylvania says they can choose not to care for you, but they can bill your insurance company. When I became knowledgeable that these are the same doctors that are routing people to various box drugstores because they receive incentives paid for that, and I asked for a written prescription, I became a problem patient, because I demanded that they respect my rights, my patient rights. And it has taken more than an hour and a half to speak with Dr. Wayne at the University of Pennsylvania to explain to her my medical history, which all doctors have refused to read, even though it's on an app on my phone that I bring to their attention. We are in very dark days as Americans. Stupidity is the only master's degree that most of the population I met in Philadelphia upon my return have mastered. And because I have 2 college degrees, I worked 50 years in human services developing organizations like the United Way. I now am living a tortured life because those that are stupid will not stop until they are put in jail or die. At this moment, I'm almost sure that they have a better chance of dying from the virus than they have of going to jail. That's because of the system. But I'm going to continue to be strong, be a strong self-advocate, and I'm going to seek the proper treatment for the disease that I got from a hospital that was supposed to save my life. So, as you journey on and you hear stories about the crazy old black lady with the purple hair, I make sure I'm obvious. Because I don't want the devil at any moment to feel that he can intrude on me without notice. But when you hear that story about the crazy old woman that's with the purple hair, remember, I was made by God. God has gifted me with intelligence. God has gifted me with beauty. And God has gifted me with money. And yet, and today, that's not enough. 50 years experience with nonprofits, raising them up from the ground, including Horizon House, who was one of my member agencies and when I was employed by United Way. And now, feel that all of that can be made to disappear. My experience is excellent. I strive to do the right thing. I believe in God. And I'm going to live my life according to God's rules. Because man's rule has only allowed us to have stupid people in minimum wage jobs, not being able to buy property, not being able to afford a car, but their worth lies in how torturous they could be, particularly to their own kind. Why the white man, that's the head of this place, and gets all this government money to run a safe, secure, and feed you 3 meals a day. The typical meal here is a 4-ounce bag of dry oatmeal in a styrofoam cup, breakfast. Nothing to drink. A dry sandwich, 2 pieces of bread, and maybe a processed turkey roll for lunch and dinner. But they cook about once a week. And when they cook, you could have that meal the next day for leftovers for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. No order, no respect for the rules. Yet their mission, all 10 statements of their mission, is lies to make you believe that they know what they're supposed to do. I think this place needs to be closed down because, first of all, it encourages helplessness. You cannot do anything in here except sit on dirty furniture and watch a TV all day long. And we have 4 quads, 4 rooms, so that's 16 rooms, of which are all occupied. Yet, the case manager with the young high risk, she moved in my room, immediately worked with her in a legal case where she was sitting on a bus and a police car hit the bus, so now she's going to get paid by the police department and something. That's what the case manager does here. And the manager, her job is to make pretend, like the meeting yesterday, to bring them into compliance. She gave written notice on October the 28th that effective November the 1st, all persons must be in mask when in public areas, hallways, bathroom, kitchen, a dining room, a community room, even outside smoking. And to limit the number of people, because there's no way, as you can see, that you are going to have 6 feet of space right there. But again, it was the manager's duty to make pretend she had a meeting. And that she told people what to do, so that when a person contacts the disease, or all of us contact the disease, or any or all of us die, she can simply say that I had a meeting with them Monday, November 16th. Knowing how incapable she is, she wasn't even able to keep the time schedule. She ran over 35 minutes, made us wait for our meeting, and then she rushed through. She's more concerned about a client leaving and having a party than she is concerned about the cleanliness of this area. Nothing is enforced. No other resident here I have seen have ever picked up a mop and mopped their room. Each day I go out, I notice that every single window except mine are closed. It's like they don't care if they die. And that very well may be. But I care to live. And I do not want to continue to be around people who are too stupid to realize that 10 million people are now super spreaders. And that number grows by thousands every day. When I grew up in America, we were number 1 nation in the world. We're now down to 37, and with the virus, we're last. No other country has experienced 350,000 deaths in 8 months. Yet, the majority of the population in Philadelphia, barring the white people, of course, the invaders, will not wear masks, will not maintain social distancing, or will not wash their